vaccine passports or certificates, vaccination certificates, are going to be necessary. But remember that a vaccination certificate is given by a country. And in order to become useful, it will have to be recognized by other countries, which will mean that there will need to be an international regime of, of vaccination certificates that are recognized and accepted by different countries around the world, and hopefully a set of standards that will allow people who are traveling to know that if I'm going from, say, China to the United States, that I will not be subject to quarantine if I am vaccinated, or that I might have to take a COVID-19 test and isolate until that test comes back and is negative. But there needs to be some predictability in it, because the last thing you want is for a person to go through the process of being vaccinated, to have a certificate or an electronic certificate that is recognized and secure, and then to be subject to randomness at the end point of entry into another country. So a lot of these things should be worked out in advance. And my guess is that it might be easier for countries of similar belief or justice or legal systems to set something up bilaterally than it will be to develop a system that will apply immediately to everyone in the world. Although that would be the fairest way to do it. And I think that's what international organizations are worried about, that will, again, of the many things that COVID has done, it's exposed a divide between the countries that have and the countries that don't have, between people who have access to the internet and people who don't. And we don't want passports or the ability to travel to be one of them on the one hand. On the other hand, there is a lot of pressure to open up borders for business purposes and for travel and for other reasons. I mean, our work is significantly impacted by the inability to travel to other countries to do very important work in global health. So again, I understand the issues, and I think that they're going to be complicated, and they will require that countries work together in good faith to develop these standards that are both transparent, secure, and applicable broadly across the different countries on the planet. We already have international standards for vaccination. There's already a yellow fever certificate that gets put into your WHO immunization card. And in that case, we recognize vaccines that are manufactured in different regions of the world. The key here is the World Health Organization. The World Health Organization is reviewing the paperwork from Sinopharm and from Sinovac and from Gamaleya to see if these vaccines meet the standards necessary for pre-qualification. Could you use the World Health Organization approval as a mechanism to say that this vaccine, say the Sinopharm Beijing vaccine, is adequate to provide the protection that it's stated when it applied for approval from the NMPA, the National Regulatory Authority of China. So there are mechanisms in place. What we need is leadership. We can't have countries going off and doing whatever they want. We need to get together. We need to start talking about ways to begin the process of normalization. What we don't want is to be 9 months from now and start the discussion. These very important discussions need to begin now.